Greetings, my fellow gamers. It is I, Wraith King, bringing you news from beyond the mirror, from the other world. And yes, I'm playing on that other really bad device. So, my apologies for that ridiculous logo at the bottom of the screen, and above the screen as well. I'm very sorry about that. I'm just so very sorry that I have to be recording on this other device again, but no worries. Today we are reviewing heroes from one of my favorite games, Devil May Cry, and apparently they've added a lot of the characters, even Dante, as the character that everybody says I sound like, apparently. Do I sound like Dante? I don't know. I know sometimes I sound like him, especially when I'm nervous. I seem to sound a little like him. But, I don't know. Do I still sound like him? I know I did at the beginning when I just started out the channel. I know I really sound like Dante. But, almost took a look at his animations. I'm a little excited here. Sorry about that. When I was recording this, I was really excited, so my apologies. But anyways, I was going to translate these personally because my AI isn't feeling very good right now. With this new device, the AI seems to be a little bit slow and it cannot translate correctly. But what this unique passive does is it gives you, I believe it gives you a guaranteed critical, and it gives your allies an immunity buff to the Quake status. I believe that's at least what it translated to. It said Quake. I'm not entirely sure what that is, but maybe it means petrify, but I'm not seeing anything in there that gives you a void shield, but it does give your team a damage buff, which is really good. So Dante, he is cool, but without the void shield as a fighter, it might be a little bit of a problem. But hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully the translation was just wrong and he does have a void shield, but I didn't see anything in there that said he had a immunity to all damage. It just said something about an immunity to a certain buff. But anyways, his first ability does what it does is it deals 300% physical damage to 4 enemies, and additionally it ignores their armor. It is called Overdrive. As for his second ability, this one's very interesting. What it does is it inflicts 80% of the enemy's attack to physical damage, and then it says additional effects will be applied. Oh, and by the way, I'm sorry if it seems a little foggy with my voice here because this is a very sensitive device and it's really sensitive to sound, so I'm sorry if it's a little bit fuzzy. But anyways, let's take a look at his awakened ability. It's called Dance Macabre. It inflicts 250% physical damage on all enemies. In addition, it increases the damage if the smaller the enemy, which I thought that was kind of weird. I'm not entirely sure what the deal is with that, but we will take a look at the animations last. They actually gave me this guy first things first when I started the game. I really wanted Dante, but they ended up giving me this guy. This guy is actually supposed to be, might actually be a little more useful to me because I actually need a mage. As much as I like Dante, this guy might actually serve a little more useful to me. But anyways, we're going to take a look at his passive first, and then we're going to take a look at his other skills. What his passive does, it gives you a void shield for 2 turns, and it gives you 80% increase in weakness, which a lot of mages come with, and this is a very cool part. It gives you an 150% increase in performance in guild dungeons, which is awesome. But it only increases his magic power by 150%. But anyways, his first ability, this inflicts 250% magic damage on 3 enemies, and in addition, a critical hit will be applied, which means it will be a guaranteed critical strike. As for his second ability, this one is a little weird. It inflicts 300% magic damage on enemies with magic power, and in addition, it has a chance of dealing an additional 300% magic damage. But wait a second, what about enemies that don't deal magic damage? What about fighters or universal characters that don't deal magic damage? What about them? I just thought that was weird. I don't know what to say about this guy so far. So his first ability seems pretty interesting, but his second ability is kind of questionable. Will I be able to use his second ability if there aren't any characters that deal magic damage? Will I be able to do anything about that? But anyways, let's take a look at his Awaken skill. What this does is this targets 2 enemies with magic power and inflicts 800% magic damage on the target. And it additionally is a critical attack. It's a guaranteed critical, that's what that means. So, that's a lot of damage. But it's not piercing, and it only inflicts magic damage on enemies that deal magic power. Now, I don't know about this guy. I mean, I want to like him. I mean, I got him, but will I be able to use this ability on enemies that do not deal magic damage? That's the question here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to test this guy out a little bit later. But right now, we better take a look at the other heroes here that are available. I want to take a look at her really quick. Because I really want to go down the entire list of characters, because all these characters, I actually remember her now that I think about it. It's been a long time since I played the game, but I do recognize her. But anyways, we're going to be taking a look at her, and then we're going to be taking a look at everybody else's passives, and everybody else's skills, and then we're going to take a look at their animations. And that is going to be awesome, my fellow gamers. But anyways, her first ability. Pardon me, I meant her passive. This is her passive ability, not her first ability. But anyways, what does this do? She has an immunity to all damage for 2 turns, and in addition, she gives an 80% increase in weakness and damage for your entire team in Infinity Tower. So she's quite useful in Infinity Tower. I was wondering when they'd come out with a character that's pretty useful in Infinity Tower. Now it looks like they came out with her. So that's pretty good news. Now let's take a look at her first ability, shall we? This inflicts 210% physical damage on 3 enemies, and it says additional effects are applied. I'm not entirely sure what the deal is with this additional effects thing. I really want to research more into that, but hey, that's exactly what it says. But alright, let's take a look at her second ability. This inflicts 60% physical damage to all enemies and additionally increases their skill CD by 25 seconds. I've been wanting to see another skill CD increasing character. I'm glad they finally added another one. But honestly, I was hoping they'd awaken this guy. I remember, okay, enough with the rock and roll. I like the rock and roll too, but you gotta chill that out, man. Really, you gotta chill that rock and roll out. But anyways, as I was saying, I was hoping they'd give him an awakened form, because I remember him having some type of devil form like Dante and his brother, but they just didn't give him one. I just thought that was weird. I'm not entirely sure why they didn't give him an awakened form. He was one of the main characters. I remember playing as him the most, because actually the other Devil May Cry games are a little old, so I don't really have too much memory of playing them. But he was a part of one of the newer Devil May Cry games. I remember playing that, and specifically playing as him. But I'm just puzzled as why they didn't release an awakened form for him. Maybe they will a little bit later, but that's weird. Why? Just why didn't they release an awakened form for this guy? I mean, he has that demon arm. It's obvious he already has more demon in him than even Dante does. So it's pretty obvious he should have had an awakened form. But anyways, let's take a look at his passive. What this does is it gives him another one of those void shields I don't like. A 5-hit void shield. Again, immunity to all damage, which is great, but it also increases your allies' magical and physical attack in Abyssal Tower by 60%, which is awesome. But his second ability, what this does is it targets 3 enemies with the highest power, both physical and magical, and it inflicts 70% magical damage to those enemies. Another weird thing about him is he is a mage, which is really weird. But anyways, as for his second ability, what this ability does is it inflicts 150% magic damage to 3 enemies, and it removes 3 turns off of their buff. So that's really, really good. So I'm just gonna tell you, I got a little greedy. I wanted to see his animation, so I took a look at it early, and it's awesome. It's really cool. I'm still surprised they didn't give him an awakened form. But anyways, we're gonna take a look at her. This is the character that everyone said Dante was supposed to have a relationship with. But after I played the game, they just friend-zoned it the whole game, and they're still in the friend zone. I mean, come on, Dante, she's strong like you, she got that demon thing going on. Come on, Dante. I'm not surprised I didn't ask her out yet. I'm a little disappointed in you, Dante. Just a little bit. But anyways, ignoring the fact that Dante does not know how to ask a girl out, her passive ability reduces the damage dealt to her by 40%, and she gives you a increase in damage in Infinity Tower, which is very interesting. I'm not entirely sure how she increases your damage. I'd like to research more into that if I get her. But anyways, her second ability, or her first ability rather, pardon me, this inflicts 70% physical damage twice on 3 enemies, and it reduces the enemy's buff rotation by 3 turns. And last but not least, her second ability, this inflicts 120% physical damage on all enemies, and in addition, it increases the enemy skill CD by 25 seconds. So far, she seems like a pretty great universal character, but she does not have an awakened form, which is sad. I really was hoping a lot of the characters from Devil May Cry would have awakening forms, because I love this universe, first of all, and I just don't like leaving any of the characters out. But without further ado, let's take a look at those animations. And by the way, I'm sorry about the sound missing, but don't worry, I'll add in some really, really sweet music to make up for it. But anyways, yeah, that's pretty awesome right there. I'm really, really pleased with the animations in this game. I was hoping Dante would be a little more resilient. I was hoping he would have a void shield. I really was hoping he would have a really, really solid void shield too, but he does increase damage, which is nice. So if you're looking to get, in all honesty, if you're looking to awaken one of these characters, I would not recommend Dante, although he is strong. I would recommend his brother instead. Sorry, I can't remember his name. It's been so long since I played the game. It's just Dante I remember very, very well, because he hasn't just been in not Dante's Inferno. That's a good game too, but he hasn't been in Devil May Cry. He has also been in Marvel vs. Capcom, and he is a very well-known character all across the gaming universe, and it's hard not to remember his name. But anyways, his brother is the one I would highly recommend getting, because he does a ton of damage, first of all, and a lot of people have been using Yen Yuanyi lately in Arena, and they have been doing a lot with magical characters that deal magical damage. So I would highly recommend getting him for your team. Man, that's cool, man. So yeah, I would highly recommend getting him awakened, and if you have Dante, I mean, if you want to, go ahead, because that damage increase is nice, but he does not have a void shield like his brother does, and he doesn't deal as much damage. And since, as I said, since so many people are using characters that deal magic damage these days, he is going to be a serious assist to you in Arena. That was his awakened ability, so yeah, that's going to be pretty sweet. But it doesn't, none of those abilities, as far as I can remember, I don't think they have any piercing, anything that pierces, so that's a little annoying. But on the bright side, we get to take a look at him. This guy, I'm telling you, his animations are awesome. I already saw him, like I said before, but you're gonna have a treat. I really like this guy from the game. I don't know if I liked him as much as Dante, but as far as skill is concerned, I really, really like this guy. He was an awesome addition to the game. After I started using him before in the game, I fell in love. I really like this guy. That fist is just so cool, and the way he summons that ancient being from his gauntlet, I just thought that was so cool, man. I'm sad that they did not give him an awakening form, because it would have been awesome. And I can only imagine, I actually have a good idea on what his awakening skill would be. That would be really, really cool if they gave him an awakening form. Maybe the developers are watching this and they're like, maybe we should give him an awakening form since Wraith King wants him so bad. Maybe we should just go ahead and give him an awakening form. But anyways, let's take a look at her animations. I can already tell you right now they're going to be really, really cool, because remembering her from the game, she was pretty brutal. Yeah, that was cool. And I was right about her animations being pretty cool. Man, all these characters from this universe are just flat out awesome. Man, that's sick right there. I really wish the sound didn't go out on me. I'm going to see if I can't add something in here. I'm going to try my best if I can't fix the sound for you guys and gals, because I really want you to hear it. I don't know if it's going to be delayed or not. Hopefully it won't be, because this device is just horrible. I'm telling you, it's awful. I hate this device so much. Once I get my new device, I'm telling you right now, you won't have to worry about videos like this anymore, with the quality's a little lower than what it normally is. So you don't have to worry about that once I get my device fixed and up and running again. It's been broken for about a week now. It's really weird, because once I broke my phone before, because I actually had it broken before, because I've been doing a lot of stuff with it. It's been moving around a lot. I go to the gym a lot. I've been working out a lot. Oh, and by the way, we won't need to take a look at their animations, because they're the same as their awakening form, so you won't need to take a look at their animations. It's just the same, minus the appearance, like their normal appearance. And oh, and by the way, they are not available through missions, but you can get them through draw, you know, normal old hero drawing. It only costs 200 diamonds, which is awesome. So if you're looking to get these characters, go right ahead. I mean, they shouldn't be too hard to get. I already got two of Dante's brother. I only need a couple more. So, as far as that's concerned, they're quite easy to get. As you can see right here, as I was recording this, I was like, where are they? Where can I get them? I don't know. And I didn't even notice you could just get them through draw. You can select them, unfortunately, but I did get lucky, and I ended up getting Dante and his brother through the draw, which was insane. Another cool thing is they do have a special dungeon, which rewards you souls, so you can come back to this soul shop right here and buy some really, really cool stuff. You can buy weapons. You can buy, what else can you buy in there? Oh yeah, elements. You can buy elements. You can buy a whole bunch of cool stuff in there, and you can also buy gold, which is great. The dungeon itself isn't too hard, but I'd recommend having some strong team, especially if you're going to go in the harder difficulty, because that one's pretty insane. But it's not that hard if you go on easy mode. It's quite easy. But yeah, you can get souls quite simply on that special dungeon. It's not that hard. But anyways, that's all the time I got left for this video, my fellow gamers. I'm truly sorry I didn't upload this as soon as possible, but I did upload it pretty short after the game was updated. I like uploading these videos very, very quickly, within probably like within the day. Because I kind of hate waiting. That's the truth. That's how it is for me. I never like waiting a really long time for a video to be released on something that I really need to know about. And information about these newer characters is something that's hard to find, because not a lot of people translate them, or even translate them correctly at all. And it's really hard to find an accurate translation. There is one website that I go to translate my stuff, but they don't upload their stuff until like a few days after the Awakening characters are released, because they're so busy, and I can understand that. But before I end my video, I'm going to go down the hero list to make sure Seven Knights didn't upload any newer heroes with this update, because they have the habit of adding other characters, and I seem to miss them sometimes in my reviews. So I just made sure that they didn't add anyone else. But anyways, that's all the time I got left. Take it easy for me, alright? Bye.